Hey guys, it's Phoenix. Today I want to share with you guys some 1.13 updates, which I find fairly interesting. You'll see a tweet in front of me by Jasper. He's the guy who's working alongside a lot of people retexturing the game. So a lot of textures that you're seeing that are now updates for 1.13 are mainly headed by this guy. I do also want to talk about some of the command changes, which you may have seen already. It's a little bit late, this video. So basically what you're seeing, I'm going to go over this first. It speaks quite a bit, because he's talking about making a lot of the current blocks in Minecraft buildable. You may have already noticed the trend, so the new brick blocks are a little bit more utilizable. You might also have seen a lot of the diamond blocks, which have changed because he is liking the more decorative aspect of it. Now, of course, a lot of this is fairly subjective. You might disagree with a lot of the changes so far, especially because I've talked about the main impetus of all of these changes, the terracotta blocks. And terracotta is more decorative and not really a building block, but of course you can interpret this in several ways. Some blocks are more usable for building. Terracotta, while it is usable for building, it's not a building block, it's a decorative block. So it can be construed in different ways. Now, I'm not going to go over a lot of these tweets. There's a bit of a story going on, and he's taking a lot of feedback pretty seriously. So he does care a lot about what we're thinking about these blocks, and taking a lot of the criticism to heart, so which is a lot of switching and changing. So I don't expect a lot of these changes in 1.13 to actually be compliant with this tweet, but you can see his intentions are there. So let me know what you guys think in the comments about that. Secondly, I want to go over Dinnerbone's changes, which of course is the main driver for the command changes. I would not talk about 1.12.1, fixing the bugs like the duplication bug, which I'm not going to show you guys, but if you have seen it, good on you. Please don't use it on my server. Okay, so let's talk about these couple of Jiffercats. So the first one is very promising. It is tab completion hints. So it will allow you to, well, if you type in a letter, it will give you a hint about the tab completion possibilities. It does cover up chat, which is not really a big fan of that. There is no other place to put them, right? So if you're trying to, well, you're trying to read chat, don't type in any commands, because this will happen. Hopefully there is an option to turn this off. I personally won't really be using it, unless I'm using some of the more obscure commands like /stats. That being said, a lot of these syntaxes are changing, so maybe this will be very helpful for a lot of you, but it does obscure some of your screen. So hopefully there are some options to lessen that, the severity of that. But otherwise, very useful stuff. Thank you to Dinnerbone for this. And lastly, of course, this GIF, which further highlights the syntax highlighting, double words. So what do I think are the ramifications for this? Firstly, for the people learning commands, the neophytes of the Minecraft universe, this is absolutely indispensable. So I can't really stress how invaluable this is for the people learning commands, because the coloring of it also further highlights, well, the syntax, and also shows them everything that they can possibly do. A lot of people still don't really fully know the extent of the /fill command, /clone command, all of the aspects that are possible with it. This will really show them what they can do. You don't really need to use world edit in some cases, because /fill has a -a. Hope they still have that in 1.13, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, this is very useful stuff. I don't know whether this is going to further encourage them to use them in a more elaborate aspect, or a more elaborate environment, like making a map, but this will certainly aid them in using commands on servers. So the very simple stuff, like teleporting, using particles. Otherwise, whether or not this turns people away, not entirely sure. Maybe it still will. I do have my doubts, but nonetheless, I do think this is a very useful change. But again, the chat obscurity, I'm not sure whether that's very appropriate, but where else can they place them? Maybe on the top right hand corner of the screen. I don't know whether they can actually put this somewhere else. Hopefully there's an option for that. Nevertheless, thank you all for watching. What do you think about the 1.13 changes? It's turning out to be a pretty big update, and that's not all that bad. So thank you all for watching. We'll just have to wait and see, and subscribe for more creative content. Take care.